And Brother Wood.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom, shalom. For questions or comments, you can give us a call at 773-737-3539 or 773-469-8884. And now I'm going to turn it over to that international biblical Bible teacher, Brother Sir Edward.
All right, thank you very much, that Brother Cavon says shalom, shalom with the panels, and says shalom, shalom to Brother Woods.
Shalom, brother, shalom.
All right, Brother A. Taylor.
Shalom, shalom.
And the host, Brother Calvin.
Shalom.
And we also got Evangelist Curtis J. to my left. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at some statements left on the table, and we want to kind of get a good idea. This title of this lesson will be The Only Name That Gonna Get You Salvation. And we left off on part 5, and we want to pick it right back up at part 6. So what we want to do is open this lesson up with Brother A. Taylor in Romans chapter 3, verse 1. We want to find out the only name that gets you salvation, and we're going to run across this in this lesson. So we're going to take a look at exactly what's going on in Romans chapter 3. Let me kind of get over there because I want to kind of stop it at a point and run right over into some powerful understanding. Now, we're going to open this lesson up in Romans chapter 3, verse 1. Let's see what it says there, Brother A. Taylor.
Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then have the Israelites?
Good point. Hold that point right there. Now, we find out right now, it got what advantage do the Israelites. I know you see the word called Jew there. We will stop right now to make sure and debunk that right now. Evangelist Curtis J., kind of give me an idea exactly what do this say right here about this letter J. We're going to take care of it right now because I know somebody's saying, well, my book says Jew. Let's go right across here and we'll read the bottom. What does it say right across here? Yeah, take your time there.
Okay, sir, that way it says, it is an incontestable fact that the word Jew did not come into existence until the year 1775. Prior to the 1775, the word Jew did not exist in any language on earth.
So the word Jew didn't exist. So when you see the word Jew, it's a misnomer for Israelite. Now skip down to the bottom right here and read that. What it say?
In these 18th century editions with revision, the word Jew appeared for the first time in any English translations. The word Jew, as it was used in the 18th century edition, has since continued in use in all the editions of the New Testament in the English language. The use of the word Jew was thus stabilized.
So that word is unstabilized. So the word Jew is an unstabilized word. So you can use it if you want to use it, but the word don't mean nothing because it's a misnomer for Israel. Right. And they didn't think about it in 1775, and they put it in print in 1800. So you can take it the way you want to take it. That's why we look right at this text and we don't see Jew, we see Israelite. Now, the questions on the table in Romans 3:1, what advantage do the Israelite have? Now, that's the point. Let's find out what is the answer in verse 2. Brother A. Taylor, continue. What advantage do the Israelite? Verse 2, what it say?
Much every way.
Go ahead.
Chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of YHWH.
Oh, so that's the advantage they got. Because chiefly unto them was committed the words of YHWH. So that's the advantage that they have.
That's correct.
Now, so we find out that's the advantage that they have. Now, Brother Calvin, now what I want to do, I want to debunk another word real quick. Let's run to Exodus chapter 2, pick up at verse 1 and 2, and Brother Woods have me Acts chapter 7, 22 and 23. Now, there's another word is on the table. I want to debunk that with the scriptures. And Brother A. Taylor have me St. John chapter 4, 19 through 22, waiting on me. But I want to debunk another word real quick. Exodus chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. What it said, Brother Calvin?
Exodus 2, verse 1 and 2. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi.
Yes.
2. And the woman conceived and bare a son.
Good enough. So she had a son. So 2 Levites had a son. Brother Calvin, back up and tell me who is these Levites that had this son. Back up to Exodus chapter 1 and pick up at verse 1, and when you run into the name of the Levites, stop.
Exodus 1, verse 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel,
Oh, so these are names of children of Israel. Come on.
which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Israel.
Oh, so now let's see who came with Israel.
2, Reuben,
Yes,
Simeon,
Simeon.
Levi.
That's what we're looking for right there. So we know the children of Israel and Jacob, which is Israel, had a son called Levi, right?
That's right.
So that makes Levites a what?
Israelite.
Israelite. Well, Brother Woods, let's find out what they look like real quick. Let's run to Lamentations chapter 4, and we're going to find out what they look like. We're going to put a face on them right away now. Since Moses is a Levite, let's run to Lamentations chapter 4 and pick up at verse 2 and 8. Let's put a face on them right away.
Lamentation 4:2.
Yes.
The precious sons of Israel.
The precious sons of Israel, or the precious sons of Levi, 1 to 12.
Verse 8. Their face
Their face.
is blacker than a coal.
Oh, their face is what?
Blacker than a
So
coal.
right now we know what the Israelites look like. Their face is blacker than a coal. Now, Brother Calvin, let's back up to Jeremiah and let's read 12:14, and let's find out a little bit more about, because some people might say, well, I ain't black as a coal. Well, we're going to find out something else about this Israelite real quick. Let's run to Jeremiah, and then we coming right back to where we was at. Let's run to Jeremiah, because I want to make sure we got a face on this Israelite, for you don't think that, and whoever this fit, that's just the way it is.
That's right.
We go on to the 12th chapter of Jeremiah. Let's pick up at verse 14.
Jeremiah 12:14. Thus saith YHWH against all my evil neighbors that touch the inheritance which I have caused my people Israel to inherit.
Oh, his people who?
Israel.
Good enough. Back up to 7. Let's find out a little bit more about this Israelite. Verse 7. Back up to 7.
Verse 7. I have forsaken my house.
Which is Israel.
I have left my heritage.
Which is Israel.
I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemy.
Oh, you with your enemy, well, you know it or not. I don't care where you at. You can be on that 30th floor that I seen you sitting there drinking some herbal tea. You still is among your enemies. Come out.
8. My heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest.
Yes.
It crieth out against me. Therefore have I hated it.
Now, put another sketch, a composite sketch on this Israelite, verse 9.
Verse 9. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird.
What kind of bird?
A speckled bird.
Oh, so that means that Israelite come in all kind of colors.
That's right.
He might
That's
come
right.
high, yellow, red in between.
Right.
This Israelite a speckled bird, and everybody else they got one basic color.
That's right.
But
That's
this Israelite, he
All
come in all shapes of color. He
right.
come like a speckled bird.
That's right. That's right.
And make it so bad about this speckled bird. What's next about it?
The birds around about are against her.
What you mean the birds around? I mean the nations. All this nation is against this Israelite. Well, you want to believe it or not. You like a speckled bird, and when they see you, you just show up and you just watch the tension on the world's face when you show up. Come on.
Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour.
And look at that. Come to devour. That's all you is to devour. And everybody, they pick your pockets and they bring everything to your community, never ask you what you need. That's where they devour you at. With your miseducation on who you really are, the speckled bird of this book, which is the Israelite. Ain't nobody's got no speckled bird look. Ham's got a basic color. The sons of Japheth got a special color. Even the Chinese got a special color.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But this speckled bird is talking about this Israelite. So we want to make sure we let you know what the Israelites look like. Now we go on back to Exodus chapter 2, Brother Calvin. Otherwise, they come in all shapes of color. They can be light, brown, in between. Matter of fact, Malcolm X's nickname is Red. So you take that way you want to take it. So now we go on to Exodus chapter 2 again, and we want to find out a statement. See, Exodus chapter 2 and we find out that two Levites had a baby, right?
That's right.
And
right.
skip down to verse 10. Let's find out the name on it, Brother Calvin.
Verse 10. And the child grew, and she brought him unto the Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses.
So now we got the kid's name, Moses. Verse 11. What happened next? Verse 11.
11. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens, and he spied an Egyptian smiting an Israelite.
Well, use the word Hebrew because that was there, right? Because I'm going to prove a point right here.
All right.
All right. He's smiting
Smiting
what?
a Hebrew, one of his brethren.
So now we got Hebrew, one of his brothers. Now, Brother Woods, let's go to Acts chapter 7 and debunk that right now. Acts chapter 7, 22, 23. Now remember, one of his brothers was called a Hebrew, right?
That's right.
Now let's debunk that right now.
Acts chapter 7, 22. And Moshe was learned in all the wisdom of Mizraim, and was mighty in words and in deeds.
Yeah.
And when he was full 40 years old, it came into his heart to visit his brethren, the children of Israel.
The children of who?
The children of Israel.
So that's what the word Hebrew means. Israel, Israelite. So that's the same event, but they got the misnomer name called Hebrew there, which means the children of Israel. Because there's not but one name on these peoples. Now, Brother A. Taylor, let's read the one name on these peoples. Let's go to Numbers chapter 6. We're going to look at verse 22 and 27. It ain't but one name on these 12 tribes of Israel. We want to read that. Numbers chapter 6, verse 22, what it say?
And the YHWH spake unto Moshe, saying,
Or we'll read another verse. What did it say?
23,
Yeah.
speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, Oh, this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel.
This is how I want you to bless the children of Israel. Skip down to verse 26 and read it.
The YHWH lift up his confidence upon thee, and
So he
give
lift up
thee
his countenance, which means face. Come on.
and give thee peace.
Yes.
And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them.
So now, if the father's name is Hebrew, if the father's name is Jew, the son name, because the son is one got his name on the table, which is father of this creation. So if his name is Jew, if his name is Hebrew, then you go ahead and call him that. But it don't work like that. His name is Israel.
That's
In
right.
the 49th
That's right.
chapter 1, 2, and 3, it tell you his name is Israel. So now you know what name on the children of Israel. Now, Brother A. Taylor, let's go to St. John chapter 4, and we're going to look at verse 19 through 22. When you hold that mark in there, and let's go and take care of a little business.
St. John chapter 4,
Yeah, verse
Verse
19 through 22. Let's see what it says here.
The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
Yeah.
Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that in Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship.
So you say in Israel a man's supposed to worship? Come on.
YHWH the son said unto her,
What do you say?
Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Israel worship the Father.
Yeah.
Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Israelites.
So salvation is of the Israelites. You can take it the way you want to take it. Salvation is of the Israelites. So you can take it any way you want to take it. If you don't come see an Israelite, you ain't going nowhere. Why I say that? Because the first writer in this book is Moses, the Israelite, and the last writer in this book is Yachanan, now called John, the Israelite.
Right.
So if you read this Bible, you're reading it from the pen of an Israelite. So how did you learn anything about anything unless you're reading the writings of an Israelite? That's one of the greatest mystery of this Bible is that you got to get in line with this Israelite. Matter of fact, we got to pull a rabbit out of the hat on that then. Brother Woods, let's run to Romans just for a minute. I got to pull, matter of fact, make it Colossians. I think I'm going to pull a rabbit out of the hat real quick, and then I'm going to get back to the basis of this name. But I have to lay this Israelite in real good. I want to run to Colossians. This is my first rabbit out the hat. So let's run on to Colossians, and let's get our first rabbit out the hat in Colossians. Let's see. Pick it up at verse number 23. Colossians chapter 1, verse 23. Listen very carefully.
Colossians 1:23. If you continue in the faith, grounded and settled,
Yes.
and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard and which was preached to every creature,
Yes.
which is under heaven, where I, Saul, am made a minister.
Yes.
24. Who now rejoice in my suffering for you, and fill up that which is behind of the afflictions of YHWH the Son in my flesh,
Uh-huh.
for his body's sake, which is the assembly.
Yes.
Wherefore I am made a minister according to dispensation of YHWH, which is given to me for you, to fulfill the word of YHWH.
Oh, so this word is given to me to give to you. Let's
Right.
find out who to hold that point now. Brother Kevin, we got something to work with him. Let's back up to Ephesians chapter 3. Let's find out who is this you. We're coming back here and pull this out in just a second. I want to run to Ephesians chapter 3 and find out who is this good you. I want to find out who this good you is right now. And I ain't forgot about that the title lesson is salvation. I'm coming back there in a minute, but I want to find out something real quick now. Let's go to 3 verse 1, Brother Calvin, Ephesians.
3 verse 1. For this cause I, Saul, the prisoner of the anointed YHWH, for you going.
Oh, now you don't put a name on. So now the you is you goings, huh? So, and I've been a prisoner for you goings, right?
That's right.
Now, this is the book of Ephesians, is that right?
Mhm.
Continue reading. Let's find out a little bit more of what he said here.
Verse 2. If you have heard of this dispensation of grace of YHWH, which is given me to you word.
So again, he talk about to you word, huh? He started saying to you word, huh? Now, let's find out what he got for you, and let's put a name on the you again. Verse number 6.
That the goings should be fellow heirs, and of the same body, and partakers of his promise, and the anointed by the gospel.
Wait a minute. What position they supposed to be in?
Fellow heirs,
Well, what
Oh.
position they supposed to be in?
partakers.
Partaker.
Partaker.
Oh, so they supposed to be partakers,
Partakers.
not take over.
Not take
Right.
over.
So you're out of order. Mr. Goin, we're going to find out who is Mr. Goin right now. Evangelist Curtis J., let's do a little reading and find out who's supposed to be partakers. Let's kind of take a look at this and let's read, do a little reading here. From the top here, what we got here?
All right, so it reads, Saul taught the Europeans,
Put some names on the Europeans he taught.
the Romans,
So you mean when you read the book of Romans, he talking to who?
the Europeans,
Go ahead and read.
the Corinthians,
Oh, so when you read the book of Corinthians, he talking to Europeans? Go ahead and read.
the Galatians,
Yes.
the
Yes.
Philippians,
Uh-huh.
and the
Yes.
Thessalonians.
Uh-huh.
All these people were white Europeans.
All these people that Apostle Paul is talking to is white European. Continue.
If the Gentiles were everybody who wasn't an Israelite, why didn't the apostle to the Gentiles go to the Egyptians and the Ethiopians? Both these nations were his next door neighbors. Saul, surnamed Paul, didn't teach them
Why?
because they are not Gentiles.
Because they not going. Now let's read a little bit more, and let's kind of make it a little bit more plainer. Let's start right here. Right across here. You want to lay something? Yes, foundation. Yes, ma'am.
As you can see from the list above, Japheth's descendants are the Indo-European people. The Indo-European peoples are identified as the white or Caucasian race.
So they are the white Caucasian race. That's who Apostle Paul. One more right here, then we back off and running. Let's see if we catch it right here, right here. Because we want to make sure Genesis chapter 10, 2 through 5 blend in with this. Come on.
Okay, so that way it reads. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations.
Now, if anybody that's around is viewing or is Cam or TV World Wide Web or what you on Can TV, if you can keep up, you turn to Genesis chapter 10, 2 through 5, and you be following along with the evangelist reading, by these are the isles of the Goyim. And continue reading.
The sons of Japheth
Oh, so the sons of Japheth, what we talking about, come on.
are the Gentiles.
So the sons of Mr. Preacher, the sons of Japheth, they are your Goyim. Go ahead.
All the nations mentioned in Genesis 10, 2 through 4 are traced it back to the European nations.
Yes.
The Europeans, or white people, are the Gentiles.
Oh, so Mr. Preacher. Now you look right at these Israelite skin and Hamite skin, and you call them white. And then you put them at that big bucket, say put some tires in there too. Until the tire you and put you off in that bucket, you're going to look right at these people and tell them they are white race and the Goyim, and they are the sons of Japheth. Continue.
Okay. To prove this, let's go back to the scripture. The apostle Saul, surnamed Paul, stated he is the apostle to the Gentiles.
Yes.
Goyim.
So now we know that's who he's apostle to, the Goyim. Go ahead, sister.
Okay, and that you can get that out of the internet on www.angelfire.com.
All right, that's good enough. So now we know this was Apostle Paul talking to the Ephesians, which is another brand of Goyim. But he's saying the only position they pay is partakers. That's the only role you play. But we're not going to keep you down on your knees. We're going to pick you up. We're not going to leave you down there. See, we're not going to do you. We're going to do you the right way. But you got to come humble. You got to get that knee bent. And here's a case in point. I got to pull a rabbit out of that, Brother Calvin. I know you're holding Brother Woods. Now I'm going to show you a case in point how you pull a rabbit out of that. Let's go to Daniel chapter 2, Brother Calvin. I got to pull one rabbit out of that to show you that if the king can get his knee right, then what's wrong with you? Now we're going to find out about this king, the first ruler that ruled an entire world. We're going to find out about this king in Daniel chapter 2. We're going to read one verse. Let's read verse number 38 and 39. Listen very carefully.
38 and 39. And whosoever the children of men dwell.
That's wheresoever, huh?
Wheresoever the children of men dwell.
Yes.
The beasts of the fields and the fowls of the heaven have he given into thine hand, and had made thee ruler over them all.
Yes.
Thou art this head of gold.
Now, look, King Nebuchadnezzar, you are this head of gold. So you at the top of the line, and talk about him in 39.
39. And after thee shall rise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth.
So right now we find out King Nebuchadnezzar is the top of the line. He's the head man and one dictator. Let's see what he did with Daniel the Israelite. Let's get right down to verse 46 and let's read it.
46. Then the king Nebuchadnezzar fell upon his face.
What did he do?
He fell upon his face.
Hey, what did he do?
And worshiped Daniel.
Wait a minute. He worshiped Daniel the Israelite?
That's what he
So
did.
if the king can do it, the absolute ruler, then what's wrong with this word? Because if you don't bend down to his Israelite, we ain't going to leave you down.
That's right.
But the point for you to understand this word, you got to get your knee right.
Right.
So when you see the Israelites that know they Israelites and got this word right, then you before we start practicing, put some WD-40 on that knee. Get that knee right. We're not going to leave you bent.
That's right.
But you got to get your knee right for us to teach you, thus says YHWH. Continue.
And commanded that they should offer an oblation and sweet odors unto him.
So he made a decree that when you see Daniel's coming, always do something for him. Because he's carrying the word of YHWH. So that, and once this Israelite finally find out that the only thing that you got no partners in is this word, then you will see everybody get their knee right, because they don't get their knee right, they ain't got nothing coming. So now, that is the protocol of the Creator, and he told And Nebuchadnezzar led himself off by being the head of gold, and he got his knee right. So when you gonna get your knee right, and get yourself right with this Israelite,
That's right.
so we can give you
Right.
salvation. Now, so we got that out the way, but now we finna go on step this lesson up right now. Let's turn to St. John, Brother A. Taylor, St. John chapter 14. Now we finna kind of up the ante and get this thing kind of running. It's gonna be time for now a little high horse teaching now. St. John chapter 14, 14 and 15. Brother A. Taylor, let's see what it says.
If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it.
Now wait a minute. Now look what he'll say. If you ask anything in my name, I'll do it. Come on.
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Now, if you love me, you keep my commandments. So you've asked anything in my name, but if you love me, you will keep my commandments. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Skip down to verse 21 and continue.
He that have my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me,
Yes.
and he that loved me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him.
So the great love in if you do what? Keep my commandments,
Keep
right?
my commandments.
What it says in verse 23.
The anointed answered and said unto him, if a man love me, he will keep my words,
Yes.
and my Father will love him,
And what's going to happen next?
and we will come unto him.
So now if you got the great love in, that means what I got on the table, you will keep what I got on the table. But before we read verse 29, you hold that point. Brother Woods, let's back up to Mark chapter 8. Now we come back to verse 29, so don't run nowhere, Brother A. Taylor. Come right back, I want to run to Mark chapter 8 for a minute. I want to peek down on something here in Mark chapter. Is it Mark chapter 8 I'm looking for? Let me see. I want to kind of peek down at something in, I said Mark chapter 8, right?
That's right.
Let me see, can I get down to, I want to peep at something in Mark chapter 8, and we're going to pick it right up at verse number 36.
Mark 8:36 reads, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
So what profit is you got by not doing what the one that created the heaven and earth and lose your own soul? Come on.
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
What can you change for your soul? Come on.
38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation,
Yes.
of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels.
So now if you won't be ashamed of me, I will be ashamed of you. Now we finna find out how do you be ashamed of him. Now, here we go, Brother A. Taylor, 14:29 and St. John continue.
And now I have told you before come to pass,
Yes.
that when it is come to pass, ye might believe.
Go ahead.
Hereafter I will not talk much with you,
Why?
for the prince of this world cometh, and has nothing in me.
And now when the prince comes, he ain't got how much in me?
Nothing.
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 Now keep this in your mind. When this prince comes, he ain't got nothing in me. Brother Kevin, run to Daniel chapter 7, verse 25 through 26. Brother Woods had me, St. John chapter 8, 42 waiting on me. Now, when this prince comes, he don't have nothing in me.
Nothing. That's right.
Huh?
That's right. Nothing.
And Brother A. Taylor had me 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, in the wings. Go, Brother Kevin.
Daniel 7, verse 25 and 26. And he shall speak great words against the Most High,
Yes.
and shall wear out the saints of the Most High,
And do what?
and to think to change times and laws.
So somebody is going to change the times and change the laws. Is that right?
That's right.
So he's already prophesied in the 600s there's somebody going to come and change the time and the law.
Right.
Brother Kevin, while you're already there, go to Proverbs 30, verse 5 and 6, and let's get that out the way before Brother Woods come in after you. Proverbs 30, verse 5 and 6.
Proverbs 30, verse 5 and 6. Every word of YHWH is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. 6. Add not unto his word, lest he reprove you, and you be found a liar.
So you don't add none to his word. Do you reprove and be found to liars? Brother Wood, St. John 8:42, go.
St. John 8:42. YHWH the Son said unto them, if YHWH were your father, you would love me.
Yes.
For I proceeded forth and came from YHWH.
Mm-hmm.
Neither came out of myself, but he sent me.
Yes.
43. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word.
Uh-huh.
Ye are your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar